Okay, hello everybody. We're back for the second match in the Super Mario Kart TT One Try Tournament exhibition. This is going to be between Jarm0u, who we just saw beat McNuggets, and YorkshireSMK. So these are the players ranked number 42 and 43 in the world. So hopefully we'll have a very close match. Both players are usually very consistent in their play. I'm not sure how much practice Yorkshire's been put into this. So hopefully he's there and ready to go.
Hello. Hello, people of Earth, and hello, Mol, and hello, Fire Waster.
Hello,
This is
Daryl.
KVD on the mic, joining my co-commentators today. And what's interesting about this particular match, this set of matches, as I also mentioned in the previous one, that all these three players are very close in skill level, and are in fact in the Super Mario Kart time trial players page within a few ranks of each other, in the top 40-ish.
Jarm0u 42, Yorkshire 43, and McNuggets 45.
There you go.
Though I believe McNuggets has a few PRs to be submitted, so he may well leapfrog one or both of these players by the start of the tournament.
That would be interesting, because that changes the whole seed of the tournament, right?
Yeah, so the tournament's going to be seeded on rankings for anybody who wants to join. You can still join. If you're not ranked in Super Mario Kart Time Trials, you'll just be seeded at the bottom. But yeah, everything will be done or seeded by rankings. So any movement between now and the start of the tournament could have quite a dramatic effect on the bracket.
Like Lafungo passing me.
And both players can veto one track. Jarm0u has vetoed Mario Circuit 1, and Yorkshire has vetoed Cooper Beach 1.
Because he's afraid of the KVD corner.
So they're going to play first to 9. As the lower seed, Yorkshire will have first pick. After that, it will be loser's pick. So hopefully players can go.
Maybe he's gonna go for Ghost Valley too, because he was practicing it a lot.
It looks like it'll be Ghost Valley 1.
Yeah, interesting.
I'm thinking maybe this is still practice going on.
That would be a very Yorkshire SMK thing to do.
But,
to just randomly start practicing tracks while we're supposed to be playing.
Yeah. But yeah, all the Ghost Valleys, they have like this extra element of excitement on one tries, because for Ghost Valley 3, not that much, because we know people usually get the platform jump, but there's always the anticipation whether people are gonna try for the platform jump on Ghost Valley 1. I don't see any of them trying. I'm sure McNuggets would try.
Well, very interesting.
Maybe at the last record.
Fire Waster. You weren't there yet, but we had Ghost Valley 1 between Jarm0u and McNuggets in the previous match. McNuggets didn't go for the platform jump, and Jarm0u did. And he made it, but he didn't win.
Oh,
mistakes were made on both sides.
Yep.
Jarm0u threw last lap. Platform jump in, hit it, and lost it still by about half a second.
Wow. So yeah, my prediction was right. Ghost Valley 2 is the first track.
Yeah, Chris is super consistent. Ghost Valley 2. There was a period last year where quite a lot of us were all playing Ghost Valley 2 at the same time, around the same level. And yeah, Chris's consistency was pretty spot on.
So would you say you have a hate-hate relationship with this track, Fire Waster?
Yeah. I would add another hate there. Hate relation. This is my least favorite track in the game by quite a margin. That's saying a lot, because I also hate Vanilla Lake 2 and Donut Plains 3, so
Yeah,
this gets the trophy.
I'm quite similar. I play this game a lot, but when I think about it, I dislike most of the tracks. It's strange. So it's currently about a 2-second desync on the timer, so hopefully
Hard to tell who's ahead, but I think it's Jarm0u actually.
Yeah, Jarm0u seems to be like half a second ahead or something.
Let's see.
This is close. This is very close.
So Jarm0u's crossing about 51.50-ish. Yeah, about maybe just under half a second.
I think one of the well, let's just play the track out first.
Yeah. So Jarm0u's going to take the first one.
As
Yeah,
I was,
half a second.
Yeah.
As I was saying, one of the interesting flavors for this tournament is going to be whether players select Bowser or DK. Because in the previous tournament, selecting DK is sort of a disadvantage, because the Bowser CPU character is very hard to deal with in Grand Prix. But in Time Trial, it's really down to personal preference who you pick. So it'll be cool to see.
Yeah, I always go for Bowser unless I'm racing a ghost, which is very rare.
Chris or YorkshireSMK having lost the first track, gets the pick of a second one and has gone for Cooper Beach 2. Maybe he was watching the previous match.
Jarm0u's private pool.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Well, I guess it can be to 1 minute 15 seconds.
It was Jarm0u actually got a 125, I think. The winning
you?
time was the 115.
Yeah.
Wow.
No Belgium inflatables in the pool yet.
It's looking better for her this time around. The fish is way farther right, so she's not gonna have as much trouble, at least for the first 2 laps.
This is one of 2 tracks that, to me, in a one-try situation, can seem totally unfair. It's this and BC3. If you get bad thwomps on BC3 and bad fish on this track, like bad fish on Cooper Beach 1, I can kind of mitigate. On this track, it's kind of really off-putting. You can avoid it if you do the water slide into boost facing the other direction. Again, it's kind of forcing you to sometimes drive in a way that you're not necessarily that practiced on.
With the one-try strat that I use, I would definitely add Cooper Beach 1 to that set of and make it a set of 3 tracks. But it's indeed, if you take slightly less risky approach, it is possible to evade the fishes consistently. That is not true for Cooper Beach 2, so in that sense I'll agree with you.
Yeah, I mean, you can mitigate it to some extent, like I say, doing the water slide into boost facing the opposite direction and kind of going to the left of the fish and hopping over the small water. It's a little bit slower, but it's a lot safer. But again, if you're playing somebody who's getting perfect fish RNG and not having to worry about things, it can sometimes seem a little unfair. Again, it could be a great equalizer if you're playing somebody better than you.
True. Oh, we got to see Rainbow early on.
And so Chris has picked Rainbow Road. That's I know it's one of his favourite tracks, but Jarm0u's already shown.
I hope he's gonna get on the
tasty
board.
driving.
So Jarm0u seems to be warmed up all right.
Yeah, that's an advantage, especially because I'm not sure Chris has been playing all that much, so being warmed up for a match like this is, for at least the first few tracks, should be like a big factor.
Mm-hmm.
So this pair of players seem to be having a bit more difficulty than the first match going at the same time. In theory, once the players have been synced up once, they should be synced up for the rest of the races. We've got a couple of seconds disparity again on this track.
Both driving really well up to this point.
Yeah, Jarm0u's got probably about half second or so lead though.
So for those just tuning in right now, we're doing this showcase to highlight the fact that we're doing a time trial one-try tournament on SpeedGaming starting next week. And it's still open to join for everyone. So what we're doing is time trial one tries. So it's first to 9. The group stage will actually be all 20 tracks, but the current format that we're showing is how we will play the knockout stages. This is a first to 9 format. Just got one try at a track, and then the fastest player gets the point. It's very simple.
130 by Jarm0u. That is fantastic for a one
That's
try.
very good, yeah. Chris wasn't gonna beat that.
Like,
Yeah, she's been very consistent.
I mean, top 10 players in the world, I'd expect them to do sub 130 on a one try. But when you're talking players ranked in the mid to low 40s, sub 130 is a very, very, very good time. I mean, I'm ranked.
Great for Chris that Jarm0u is gonna steamroll him at this point, because he seems to have found a stride for sure. Hopefully, Chris can still claw his way back into the match.
If I was Chris, I would. Okay, he's gone for coach. He seems to be picking some of the tracks that Jarm0u had issues with early in the first match.
Yeah.
But they are all like, yeah, maybe not Copa Beach, but they are similar in a sense that you're like, you have to, like Ghost Valleys and Rainbow Road, they have the similar way of driving, just drive around the corner and stay on track. It's not like you have to do off-road boost and stuff like that, which I think maybe he should have opted to kind of break the pattern a little bit.
True,
Point
but
and click driving on tracks.
in Chris's defense, getting a 131 one try on Rainbow is also very good. So he's at least doing good showing himself as well.
The problem is on these kind of point and click drive around tracks, Jarm0u's just a little bit faster each lap by the looks of it, and coming with like a half second to a second lead at the end. So I think you really should start thinking about mixing it up and going for some of the more boost heavy off-road tracks.
I would pick Choco Island 2 next if I was Chris. Something like that, that you have to boost, you lose speed almost every time to add some more.
If I could, I'd pick Choco Island 2 every time.
I'd pick Mario Circuit 3 or 4. Just let her run into some more pipes. He showed on MC2 that he is capable of running into pipes. Excellent!
By a 10th.
It's too bad we weren't completely synced, because that would have been a photo finish. Almost.
Yeah, I mean, that was...
so now my theory is down the drain. Forget what I was talking about. Just doing what we're doing,
what
Chris.
Jarm0u picks now. Again, solid by both. It's possible to go below 108 without doing the platform jump. That's what a top 10 player would get probably if he doesn't mess up, he or she. But 108 mid is very respectable.
Beat me. I aim at a 109. Because I tend to catch edges on that track all the time. I play a bit safe. Wow, Jarm0u's gone for Ghost Valley.
Now we are really off sync.
Yeah.
What's going on?
I think somebody didn't go on go.
Somebody being Chris, I guess. Or maybe
not.
not.
No, it looks like Chris has gone. It looks like Jarm0u's not gone.
Someone should tell Chris if that's possible.
Chris should just keep going and Jarm0u should go. We don't have time to kind of...
No, we don't have time to dilly-dally.
What happens if she doesn't go?
I don't know. Apparently there's something about Chris not being on Discord.
It's actually there's actually some info here that Chris is not going for the platform jump. Is information that will be very useful for Jarm0u.
Just gonna find out what's happening. So if you don't go for the platform jump at all, you normally get about a 126, maybe 127, depending on how tight or loose you take it.
Meanwhile, oh, okay. She's off. She just needs to do one platform jump. She got it. I guess she's gonna go for all 5.
With the stream delay, she probably
Yeah,
doesn't
and
know.
Honor demands it.
It can't be a stream delay, right? 1 minute and
Well,
20 seconds stream delay.
It's usually about 40 or 50 seconds, so... And she
No,
went as soon as he
the
finished.
uplink
Oh,
is
yeah,
not
but-
stream delay, but the fact that she cannot spy on Yorkshire's strat for the entire 5 lap.
Well, maybe if she had his actual stream up rather than the restream.
But like I said, she's going for a platform jump. She's just sticking to her guns. The approach she was gonna do anyway, which is fair enough.
Yeah.
Even
Honorable.
if she falls off once, it would still be possible for her to beat Chris's time, probably by about a second and a half.
She's currently heading for, I think, a 118.
Yeah, this is
Extremely
really,
good.
really good. Do you remember what she got
Maybe
last time?
high 117.
17.
That would be nuts.
Nah, 180. Mid 180. Very good. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Showing how it's done.
That was slightly unseen.
So, I'll reiterate, I think Yorkshire should be going for off-road heavy tracks now. I think Jarm0u's just flexed after losing GV1 narrowly.
Yeah,
I
but
think
he's probably
that's-
not listening.
It looks like we could be going Bouncer Castle 3. That's another thing
No.
to do is throw RNG at it. MC3.
Oh, hey.
Okay.
MC3. Yeah, I like that pick a lot.
Yeah, that's a better pick, for sure. Let's see those pipes. Interestingly, actually the Ghost Valley 3 was mistake-free from both, just different approaches. Yorkshire took the conservative approach, not going for the platform jump, which is there's something to be said. Doing that
think
in
that's
one try.
a valid strat in a big group stage like at the World Championships, where you'll beat pretty much everybody who makes the mistake.
Exactly.
When you're just playing one person and you're playing one person who's super solid. Like, if I was playing against Jarm0u now, I would go for 3 platform jumps. Simply because I know if I went for all 5, she'd probably still beat me anyway. Whereas if I went for 3 and she made 1 mistake, I'd beat her.
Yeah, it's a very nice strategy because you are hedging
Yeah.
a little bit.
I think a lot of these 1v1 one-try matches is playing your opponent, but not playing your opponent too much. Like,
Yeah.
you want to have your own strategy. You don't want to be adapting on the fly, because that's where mistakes get made. But if you know your opponent a week in advance and you know kind of what they do and how they play, and you've got time to kind of maybe adjust the strategy on some of the tracks. On other
So I
tracks,
hope
you'll
I'm
just
not
play
gonna
it,
jinx it, but Chris is driving an extremely well MC3 so far.
Yeah, it's good. It's
Yeah.
good.
I mean,
Come
this
on,
track
Chris.
can be painful to play. Like,
Oh, yes.
I cramp up like mad playing this track because there's so much twisting, turning, heavy boosting. But yeah, this is really good by Chris. He's looking 131, 130, no, 132.
Yeah.
Oh,
Solid.
just 133.
Very solid.
Very nice. Yeah, and it makes us feel smart because we told him he had to change his strategy a little bit, get a track with more boosts, and we were right in the end. So thank you, Chris, for making us look smart.
But again, that is a very, very good time for a one try from Chris.
It is.
Is it a PR or is this like his one try cartridge?
This will be his one try cartridge because I saw on GV2 it had a 104 and I know he's got a 102. So
Ah, okay.
I see Jarm0u is switching back to the Bowser Castles immediately.
that's the Castle 2. Yeah, Jarm0u is very strong on this track,
Top
especially in
favorite on this one.
GP. I played her on this track many times in GP, and she always wipes the floor with me. Though this is a track I know very, very well at the moment. It's
Yep.
been the track I've been time trialing all week. So for me, this
Just
would be
some nice results.
the absolute worst track for me to play in a one try now. I always think the worst track you can possibly play is the one that you're going for PRs on, because you have all that muscle memory of trying to take everything as tight as possible and risky as possible, which in a one try situation can backfire pretty heavily. Ooh,
It
Yorkshire
usually
into the
backfires
thwomps.
pretty heavily.
Yeah.
Unless
So
you're
especially,
Mario.
I find that especially true on tracks that have hard strategies. If it's a track that has a relatively simple strategy, like Bowser Castle 1, then it actually helps being on PR level, so you can just relax and take the corner slightly wider. But on tracks like Coop Beach 2 or Vanilla Lake 2, you don't want to be driving indeed with the muscle memory of PRs. Absolutely not.
This track as well, otherwise you'll be trying to go under the thwomps when they're down. So on this track and every Bowser Castle track, the thwomps will all be up on lap 1. So you get a nice clean lap 1, you can drive no worries. Laps 2 to 5, it's complete RNG whether they're up or down. And even if they're up and you try and drive under them, they can drop down straight on your head and squash you. So,
And Rainbow Road also.
I do not want to talk about that right now.
It's also true on Rainbow Road, that's what I meant. The chomps being random
I
and
know. The Thwomps being,
and invincible.
put it mildly, evil.
147 is a very good one try.
Yeah, it is. Absolutely.
147. Yeah.
There are definitely times where I don't get a 147 on this track in one try. Basically, one mistake and you're out.
Yeah, I mean, I've been playing this track all week, and it's not the thwomps that get me; it's the lava jumps at the end. 'Cause those 4 lava jumps, the first 2 are easy because the lava's 4 tile gap, plus you got an extra couple of tiles for the bumper and the concrete. But the last 2, the lava's an extra tile wide, so it really messes with your rhythm. And
Yeah,
I
and
put so many into the lava on the last hop.
on top of that, the last corner, the last hop, you're already supposed to be steering.
Yeah.
So that complicates it even more. It's a very common place for the so-called concrete drown, where your character just dips into the lava, but your sprite is displayed on the track. It's very frustrating.
So we've got Chris has picked MC4.
Good pick again. Yeah.
Ooh, it's a good pick if he can keep his full boost speed going.
Oof.
Which
Yeah, that's rough.
it's a bit of a ropey first lap for Chris. Jarm0u just sub 20 on the first lap. Chris losing
Solid.
nearly 3 seconds. But again, 3 seconds is 1 wall clip, 1 missed boost. With PAL, you have such bad acceleration after you lose speed that you really, every single mistake gets amplified so heavily.
But so far, Jarm0u is playing extremely well. He's heading for a 136, by the looks of it.
Yeah, no
she's
major
on pace
mistakes
for-
yet. I don't think a 136. I think should
37?
be sub 140. I'm thinking a 139
Easily
at the
sub
moment.
140.
I'm calling 138 right now.
I'm calling 139.
Alright. Let's see who gets to feel smart after this. Can I recalibrate my prediction?
It's going to be 138 high if she has a clean last lap. But the last lap's always pressure. So I can see it
Chris
sneaking
fell
just into the
quite far
139.
behind this time. Ah,
I'm so smart.
GG Fire Waster.
And Jarm0u moves to a 6-2
Wow.
lead.
Very consistent race by Jarm0u.
Yeah. It
61,
was the right pick
64,
by Chris,
7.
but Jarm0u delivered.
Yeah.
So hopefully we get a quick pick and move. So Chris, if I was him, I'd go DP1. No, he's thinking about it. Thinking
Farquaad one
DP2.
would be a good pick.
He's
Yeah.
really good at DP1. I would have gone DP1 if I was him. But we're going
DP2 is a
DP2.
nice pick too. Yeah, I like it.
This is also, it's not a completely an MBT track. You can do fine, just not off-road boosting.
I find it's a lot easier if you do though. That first patch of moles, like it's so nice to just be able to boost and completely avoid them.
That's true. Yeah.
So if we watch on Jarm0u's side now, she'll should cut through the grass, yeah. And the line you take on the exit basically means you don't have to worry about the moles at all. And the other moles on this track are completely inconsequential. Your line shouldn't take you anywhere near them.
A little bit of a hiccup, Jarm0u in the last corner, but she could have gotten stuck behind the hairpin mole, which would have been really painful. Oh,
Yeah.
we're taking a bath.
Wow. That was deep into the water as well.
Michael Phelps.
Oh, and Chris with a very risky last
Yeah,
corner.
that last corner. I mean, if you're going for PRs, you get hung up on that all the time. Like in a
True.
one try, just give it a little bit of room.
But I like that Chris is going aggressive, because he's been pretty conservative today. So seeing him like pull out some next level stuff makes me happy. Even though he indeed exposing himself to more crashes that way.
So Yorkshire with
driving.
1 lap to go, just needs to keep it clean for 1 more lap, and we'll take the point.
His laps, he's so consistent that like I would guess that his splits are gonna be like
A bunch of 18 twos.
0.20 away from each other.
So we're looking at a lot of 18-2, 18-3s.
Yeah. One would almost ask the question why he didn't pick this track earlier, if he's playing that well.
Wow, 1797 second lap. That's quick. Good showing by Chris. Very good showing.
Jarm0u with a 17.95 on the last lap though. Takes
One
the
up.
flat point
She was trying. She was trying very hard.
and by a frame. So 6-3. Jarm0u's pick. Jarm0u's straight to Bowser Castle 3. No thinking about it.
Keeping the theme going.
Yeah, I think basically Jarm0u's picks are pretty much going to be Bowser Castles. And it's served her well so far, so...
So we are doing a little bit of a round robin today, and if Jarm0u can keep this up, she will be the winner. But it'll be very interesting at this rate to see who will win out of Chris and York. Not that this is over yet, by no means, but I'm really interested in what will happen in the next match.
Yeah.
Yorkshire against McNuggets. That's going to be for all the marbles, because there's a bit of a rivalry between those two that spans back for, I think, almost over a year now at this point. So do keep watching after this match ends. Solid so far by Jarm0u, as expected. Though things can go wrong on Bowser Castle 3, even if you're a very well-versed player.
You tell me.
Typically things will go wrong on BC3, actually.
So
Yeah.
much RNG. I mean, Guillermo answers in your 150cc tournament match against Dan_H.
That was
do you wanna-
beautiful.
Do you want to talk us through what happened in your BC3 then?
It was like 5 seconds crash, 3 seconds crash, 4 seconds thump, then 2 seconds lava bath. We took like 5 minutes to finish that track. It was
I think-
eventful, to say
I
the
think in
least.
the end Dan just gave up, didn't he?
He did, yeah. After his 10th lava bath or something.
I mean, Bowser Castle 3 in GP is incredibly simple if you don't make a mistake, but as soon as you make one mistake, you get the CPUs buzzing around you, it's all over.
So you see 141 is, again, is decent. It's actually, it's good. Let's just call it good.
Yeah, I mean, that's one I would view as beatable.
It'll beat most players at the championships, though.
Yeah, it depends on how the thwomps are as well. Like, if you
True.
don't have to slow down too much, For the Thwomps, it's one which you really should be beating.
There's a handful of players that'll get a sub 140 on a given World Championship day, but not even all the top players will do it.
You have to kind of be pragmatic around the Thwomps. If you actually slow down rather than hit them, you'll lose a lot less time.
True.
But
Who slows down?
Exactly. Like, I know if I slow down, I'll lose like a second and a half. Whereas if I just run straight into them, I'll lose 4 seconds. And I run straight into them every time.
Yeah. That is the way.
Oh, Yorkshire missing a zoom start. So
Push-ups.
Is it the first of this match? I think so, right?
Yeah.
yeah. So this is a pick I 100% agree with Yorkshire making. It's what I was kind of calling for him to do the last round.
Yeah,
but missing the zoom start, that is going to be very, very, very tough for him to catch up now.
Yeah.
So the zoom
He
start.
won't catch up with just driving. He needs Jarm0u to make a mistake. That's the truth.
So the zoom start's an 8-frame window. It's kind of somewhere between the lights. I think it's about, give or take, something like 30 frames after the first light's gone out. Or first light's lit up, something like that. But it's an 8-frame window, so it is very hittable. But if you're not really focusing hard on the start on every track, it is something that you can miss. I mean, normally if I was playing all 20 tracks, I'd be kind of happy if I hit 18 or 19 of them. But some tracks, missing the zoom start can be absolutely fatal. Whereas on others, like say Bowser Castle 3, there's always a chance to catch up. But if you miss a zoom start and your opponent drives a 115, there's not really anything you can do about it.
Yeah, you can drive at a world record pace and you won't beat it. That's the fact.
So that moves Jarm0u up to match point. Okay,
I'm calling for coin 1. Let's see it.
DP3.
I hope it's not planning on picking Vanilla League 2.
We want to see some VL2 today, right?
But I mean, Jarm0u, she's quite solid on that
Oh
track.
yes, he is. That's true. Yeah.
I wouldn't do that against her.
No. I would even hesitate doing that against her. And I've been huddled over my entire life playing Vanilla Lake 2 in the corner. Oh, we're gonna see Donna play 3. So again, we're doing this showcase for the upcoming tournament. The links in the overlay there, like the Mario Kart players page, the Discord, Super Mario Kart Discord, and the challenge domain link are, if you are interested in joining, like the players currently on display are quite high level, but there are also some players joining that are not as well versed in this game. So you will not be alone if you're not experienced, and you can head over to our Discord and ask for tips on how to drive, how to boost. You don't even need a Super Nintendo with a PAL version of the game. You can just join with an emulator. So I think it'll be a lot of fun for people that are new to join this. I highly recommend it. It's a great little game.
Jarm0u proving she's not French by taking a bath on every track.
Yeah, Jarm0u is...
with water.
She wants to go to the pool today, I feel. And again.
Yeah, we jinxed it.
Okay, Chris kind of driving through the grass without a boost, but still a lot faster than driving through the water.
Yeah, the submarine strats are not fast in this game. And Jarm0u's stream is now freezing a lot.
That's going to be point, Chris.
Yeah.
Keeps him in it. So Jarm0u, if I were her, my pick would be Bowser Castle 1.
I'm pretty sure she's going there.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you got it right, Mo. Have we seen any vanilla lakes today yet?
Yeah, we saw VL1 earlier, and McNuggets chose to go the tried and true clean lap 1 ice cubes, and then just drive around solidly for the remaining 4 laps. Got a 102 and won the race.
We get to see the Vanilla Lake now. We get to see Vanilla
Wow.
Lake too.
I'm happy.
Okay.
I approve of this pick. Let's see it. It can be very beautiful, this track, if you're playing it well. And I believe in Jarm0u. She can do it. Chris might struggle. We'll see. It's definitely not an easy track if you're not completely warmed up.
Yeah, Jarm0u is doing like the strat I use for 1 tries. It's not easy, but it's way easier than going for the islands or anything. I approve of this choice by her.
Yeah, she's going for sub-minute at the moment. Very respectable.
To be honest, I think everybody who plays VL2 goes for sub-minute. It's like you don't really have a strat which is over sub-minute. It's just what normally happens is you crash or drown. Or
You either get it or you
Yeah.
don't, right?
yeah, basically you go for sub-minute and then mistakes happen.
Like what's happening on Chris's side.
That is match.
GG!
Jarm0u. GG.
Good showing on
So,
VL2.
Yep.
I find it funny that she actually decided not to drown on VL2, which is one of the track where you would expect to drown, actually.
Where you drown like 70% of the time you're racing it.
So big up for Jarm0u, very well played. Impressive showing. She won the round robin today. Guess what?
Yeah, she's been on fire.
Yeah.
She's driving very, very well.
Immediately introducing herself as a potential top 4 candidate. Who knows, perhaps even better for this tournament. Representing Belgium.
Yep, very solid. Really good to see her driving at this level. Props to Chris too for putting a good fight. Yeah, when he
And we'll
changed
see him
the
back in the
strat,
next match. So we're gonna take a little break. Stay tuned for our next match, which will decide who will be second today and who will be last. Not that it really matters. It's all about showing the format and having fun. I'm sure for our Irish champion though, he will want to beat Chris on air. Chris might care a little less. We'll see.